technique for solving difficult problems. Like many of you, I faced problems that seemed impossible to solve. Sometimes the issues are so complex, so tangled, that you can't even make sense of them, let alone find a solution. I can't count how many times I've told myself, if I can solve this, there won't be a single problem in the world I can't handle. And the truth is, I've seen that many of them can indeed be solved. Here's how. First, be sure you truly want to solve it. Don't see the problem through someone else's eyes, form your own perspective. Simplify it as much as possible. Break it down into smaller parts. Work on one part each day. The problem is rarely the real problem. Be sure you actually want to solve it. When a problem is first brought to you, certain parts will catch your attention, and you'll start asking questions. Sometimes you're on the right track, but since the issue is new to you, you can't always tell what's possible and what's not. You rely on the person explaining it for guidance. Your goal is to shine a light they might not have seen, helping them find a solution. But often, the person you're trying to help is actually the one rejecting every idea you offer, explaining why none of them will work. Eventually, things get tense. You lose motivation. You start thinking the issue can't be solved and give up. The other person relaxes after all. The matter is now closed. Whether this person is your boss, manager, or someone else, they're the one who hasn't been able to solve the issue up to this point. If they also have a big ego, your ability to solve a problem they couldn't can subconsciously make them feel uneasy. What they really want is someone to confirm that the problem is unsolvable. At this point, you need to make a strategic decision. Do you actually want to solve this or not? I've seen cases where solving the problem didn't earn applause. Instead, it made people uncomfortable. Even if the company benefits, you might suddenly become the one to watch. Don't see the problem through their eyes. Form your own. If you do choose to solve the problem, don't proceed based on the perspective you were given. Gather all the relevant information and build your own understanding from scratch. Assume that what you've been told is inaccurate or incomplete. Of course, this approach may frustrate the person who first explained the problem. They might feel like you don't trust them. Well, that's one reason why external consultants often solve problems more easily than internal staff. They're allowed to challenge assumptions freely. Editors read every word of a text, assuming it could be wrong. That's how they catch mistakes. You should test everything you're told, gather other perspectives, and piece together a more accurate picture. Form your own view of the problem and test it repeatedly. Einstein once said, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them." Simplify as much as possible. What appears to be one big, unsolvable problem is often a tangle of smaller problems, creating a domino effect. When you focus on all of them at once, you lose sight of the actual trigger. Simplifying the problem allows you to find the core issue or issues and ignore the rest. Most complicated problems are rooted in one or two basic issues. Solve those, and the rest either resolve themselves or become irrelevant. When Michelangelo was asked how he created such magnificent sculptures, he said, "I just remove what doesn't belong." The statue is already inside the stone. Einstein echoed this mindset. Make everything as simple as possible, but not simpler. Break the problem into smaller pieces. Breaking a problem into smaller parts makes it solvable. Now you're dealing with a few smaller challenges, each of which can be treated like a mini project. Solving even one piece brings you closer to resolving the whole issue. Start with a small part, even one that seems irrelevant. Analyze it and resolve it. Eliminate one piece at a time. Try to solve one part each day. Big problems drain us. Sometimes we think for hours and make no progress. Other priorities suffer. We take breaks, give up, or lose hope. In those moments, it helps to step away for a bit and focus on something else. But what matters most is to return day after day and dedicate time to the problem. Don't give up. Solving one small part at a time will gradually move you closer to the finish line. There will be times when you think you've solved the issue, only to realize the next day that you haven't. That's okay. It's part of the problem-solving process. And then, out of nowhere, the solution may suddenly become clear. When it comes to solving big problems, persistence is everything. Never underestimate the power of sticking with it. If you enjoyed this article, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.